Hello and welcome to Olympus High School located in Holiday, Utah, where the next chapter of a heated rivalry is about to be written. My name is Mark Schwartz and alongside me is
Calvin Fuller.
And we will be your analysts in this pregame show. Tonight we feature the matchup between the Olympus Titans and the Skyline Eagles. These two schools, separated by only a 4-minute drive, have a deep history. However, it has been all Titans as of late. In their last matchup last February, Olympus beat Skyline 67-54. Since 2005, Olympus has a 21-5 record against the Eagles and has won 13 straight, dating back to 2015. Moreover, out of these 13 games, only one was decided by less than 10 points. In short, Skyline is overdue for a win and is going to come into tonight with a ton of motivation. Before we get into our pregame, Calvin, there's been some breaking news over the weekend. Would you like to tell us about that?
Sure. So yesterday, it was announced that the UHSAA Board of Trustees votes to add a 35-second shot clock to girls and basketball games in the state of Utah for high school. The shot clock will be implemented into games starting next season. Host schools and regions will have the option to have a shot clock in sub-varsity games. Coach Barnes said this about the change. It is better for our game. Everybody on the committee was all on board with it being better for our kids, better for our game, preparing kids for college. Not that we have tons of college kids, it's just better for the game. We've been wanting it for years, and it's been on the table and approached. And now that the NFHS gave us the opportunity, the state was on the board. This is from Deseret News. Coach Barnes helped spearhead this change as the president of the Boys Coaches Association. More information regarding the rule can be found on uhsaa.org.
Now that's going to be a huge change. We see even just in this JV game that just ended here, Olympus had a 6-point lead and were able to hold on to it because they could just dribble the clock out. And so that will be a game changer, especially in close games. What was the other breaking news, Calvin?
So last time, we reported that the Olympus versus East girls basketball game was canceled. Since then, they have rescheduled the game to January 26th. The Layton Titans will now have 3 games next week, one against Brighton, the game against East, and against Park City at home.
And that East game will be a massive matchup between the second team in the region in East and then Skyline, who is just 1-2 in region play. 1-1 in region play, needing to pick up a couple wins to get back in the thick of it. Well, going back to our game tonight, let's meet the Skyline Eagles. Skyline is led by junior guard Yorgo Gillespie, who averages 19.5 points, which is 6th in 5A, 6.4 assists, which is 3rd in 5A, and 1.8 steals per game. The Eagles have lost in back-to-back overtime games, 89-83 against Murray and 60-57 against East. Skyline comes into tonight at 9-4 and slots in at number 11 in the 5A RPI. The Eagles desperately need a big win to right the ship and get their season back on track. Calvin, what are you thinking about this Skyline team coming into tonight?
I think they are a good team, but just need to find their footing, and they have some bad losses that really hurt their resume after the 6-0 win streak.
Moving on to our Olympus Titans. The Titans are 13-1 and currently on a 9-game win streak. Most recently, Olympus took down the East Leopards last Friday, 76-41, despite several players, including Jack Wistersill, being out due to COVID-19 issues within the program. Even without the 5A first-team All-State center, the Titans didn't miss a beat. Olympus surged to a 31-6 lead after the first quarter, thanks to 27 combined points from Jordan Barnes and Dutch Dowdell. Dutch Dowdell would finish with 33 points, including 9 made three-pointers that tied a school record, and further solidifying his spot as the best shooter in the state. Will Rich had his best game of the year in his first career start. He put up 15 points, 6 rebounds, 2 steals, and 3 made three-pointers. Olympus has certainly made it clear that they are a top team in the state and should be in heavy contention for the best team in 5A. Calvin, What are you seeing from these Olympus Titans?
I've seen that they could be state champions, and I think they should be #1 in the RPI. I know Orm's #1, probably because they haven't lost, but I still think they could win the state title. They're leading in every category, it seems like. Just good overall.
All right, let's jump in to our game storylines. Our first one up is Jack is back. After missing 1 game due to health and safety protocols, senior star center Jack Wistersill will make his return tonight. Wistersill averages 21.2 points per game. That's tied with Dutch Dowdell for 4th in 5A. Wistersill will be extra motivated tonight going up against a soft Skyline defense. He should be able to have his way down low and expect a huge game out of Jack Wistersill. Our next one is Skyline was missing one of their best shooters in their last game against East, Tolson. He did not play. He averages 9.9 points per game, that's 3rd on the team, and averages 2.1 3-point makes per game. He will play tonight, but Skyline desperately needs him to acclimate back into live play as quickly as possible because Tolson is the best shooter on this team, arguably, and they are going to need that shooting tonight. I welcome in Jackson Bodley, our color commentator this evening. Jack, what are your keys to tonight's game between the Olympus Titans and the Skyline Eagles?
Well, offensively for Olympus, this Olympus team, they have it all offensively. They have 2 players who average above 20 points per game, in Dutch Dowdell and Jack Wistersill. But they also have Jordan Barnes, who leads the nation in assists per game with 11.1. This Olympus team, they fill out the rest of the roster with shooters who can shoot it from pretty much anywhere. This Olympus team on offense, they're talented. And one thing they should do an extra effort here tonight is attack Skyline's rebounding. Offensively, if they can get some extra offensive rebounds, that'd help a lot. Skyline only averages 20 total rebounds a game. Olympus gets 12 offensive rebounds a game. So I think they can take advantage of that here tonight. Defensively for Olympus, they have to guard Skyline's point guard, Giorgio Galesis, who averages 19 points per game. The good news for Olympus is Skyline's best player comes at the point guard position. And Olympus, they have 2 great wing defenders, 2 of the best in 5A, in Luke Lowe and Jordan Barnes. Jordan Barnes, who averages 3.4 steals a game, and Luke Lowe, who averages 1.9 steals per game. Olympus tonight has a great defensive matchup. For Skyline, their 2 leading scorers are 2 guards, which is going to be a struggle tonight against Olympus. They're going to need to find a way to score outside of them. They can try and switch to get maybe a big on them, but the problem with Olympus with switching is that Jack Wistersill, he's fast enough that even if you switch, you'll have a little bit of a better matchup, but he should be able to guard you better than most bigs. And that's one of the problems that are switching. Defensively for Skyline, Olympus, you talk about how they can hurt you in so many different ways. Really the only way you can beat this Olympus team and hold them under about 60 points is if you have the talent to play each person straight up. We've seen teams often, they do all these, they trap and all this rotation and tons of stuff to try and stop them. And Olympus, every time they find the open shooter and they cash in on those. So the only way to stop them is to play them straight up like that. And Skyline, they're well-rounded. So I think they have a better chance than most teams at playing straight up. One thing I would key in on is guarding Dutch Dowdell as close as you can. Follow him around because he has a little bit of space and he catches it. He's immediately looking to shoot. If you're not right there, he'll make it.
And he'll make 9 of them like we saw him do against East. Speaking of great shooting, both these teams are great shooting and great offensive teams. Olympus and Skyline come into tonight as the top 2 offensive teams in 5A, in large part both due to their incredible shooting. Obviously, Dutch Dowdell for the Titans, so good. He is incredible. He leads the state with 4.7 3-point makes per game. But outside of Dowdell, who are some of the other shooters on this roster, Jack?
Well, we've seen Jordan Barnes, Jack Wistersill, and even Will Rich can shoot very well. Lucas McCain, just pretty much everyone on the team can shoot.
Yeah, they have 3 players outside of Dutch Dowdell that average more than 1 3-point make a game and shoot over 33%. That's Luke Lowe, Jordan Barnes, and Will Rich. Very good shooting team, though. You have bigs like Anthony Olson and Jack Wistersill who can step out and shoot at a high rate. And for Skyline, they have 2 great shooters in Colton Smith and Tolson. Smith's strength comes through his volume as a shooter. He leads the team with 2.5 3-point makes a game and 6.3 3-point attempts a game. Tolson doesn't take as many threes as Smith, but when he does, he is absolutely lights out. He shoots 51% from behind the arc, which is tied for second best in the state. In addition to these two, Yorgo Gillespie's and Connor Brain average 1 or more 3-point make a game and shoot over 33%. So 2 great shooting teams, and gear up for a old-fashioned Western-style shootout tonight between these two teams. But Jack, it's not just shooting. When we look at these two teams offensively, they are such good passing teams. What is so special about both these teams passing the basketball?
Well, for Olympus, you can tell they have great rhythm, and especially when they get a steal or a turnover, they push the pace immediately, and they know exactly where their teammates are usually, and Jordan Barnes is really good at it. He can throw it down court, he'll find the open player, and he'll get it right there in the right spots. Skyline, they have a multitude of dudes. When they have the ball, usually they're able to get it around the horn and find the open shooter, and Skyline is not all concentrated in one player. I think each person in Skyline has good enough passing ability, above average, which makes them a great passing team.
Yes, both these teams are 2 of the top passing teams in 5A. Skyline is 3rd in the state with 17.1 assists per game, and Olympus comes in at 1st in the state with 22.6 assists per game. We'll step aside for a moment to listen to our national anthem.
So proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming. And the rockets right there, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, sing us that star-spangled banner yet wave, o'er the land of the free.
Man, this place is rocking, even just after the national anthem. Both student sections showing out in force, and it is going to be a good one. Let's talk about, Jack, why both these teams are going to win this game. Let's talk about Skyline first. Skyline's main strength coming into tonight is their shooting. Skyline brings volume and efficiency that is needed to hang with the Titans. The Eagles are top 15 in both 3-point makes a game and 3-point percentage in the state, top 15 in the state. Olympus's only loss this season came against Davis, their only other opponent that was also top 15 in these two stats. If Skyline can outshoot Olympus in this game, they are going to be well on their way to winning this game. What do you think about Skyline's chances of outshooting Olympus tonight?
Well, they have the talent definitely at shooting. They have the numbers and everything. But for me, I think Skyline, they need to key in on scoring outside of the guards. Olympus, they can guard them well, and I don't think they're going to get the normal shooting production because their shooting productions come against maybe not the best of teams, against this great defensive team like Olympus. If they can find ways to maybe attack the paint or do different stuff, then I think they can that's how their Skyline's going to win.
And when you talk about shooting with Skyline, you talk about Colton Smith. He's one of the best shooters in the state. He's been in a slump lately, though. He's only shooting 31.3% from deep in the last 3 games. That's 9% down from his season average. So Colton Smith has to get going tonight if the Eagles want any chance of beating Olympus and outshooting them.
Yeah, you can tie those last 3 games into their last 3 losses because in those 3 games, they lost all 3 of them.
And so Colton Smith, he's averaging under his season average. He's averaging 7.7 points per game in the last 3 games. That's 5 points under his season average. And in the last 3 games, you're losing by single digits. So he needs to step it up tonight if Skyline wants to beat Olympus. For Olympus, they are so good. We cannot stress how great this team is. And although they're an offensive juggernaut, they are a great defensive team, and that's what it's going to come down to. Can Skyline play defense to Olympus's level, or is Olympus going to suck the life out of this potent Skyline offense? We're going to see tonight. It's big-time basketball. Buckle up. Tip-off is coming up. Your starting lineups for the Skyline Eagles, you got Yorgo Gillespie at guard. The average is 19.5 points per game. You got Colton Smith also at guard. At center, you got Andrew Rasmussen. On the wing, you got Landon Shaw, also at the wing. You have for the Titans, at guard, you have Jordan Barnes. It's tipped ahead here to Anthony Olson. Now Dutch Dowdell with it, leads the state in 3-point shooting. And we're gonna get a foul early. Side out coming for the Titans. Luke Lowe and Jack Wistersill round out this Olympus lineup.
And already we're seeing Skyline playing very close and up on Dutch Dowdell.
Barnes will inbound. He gets it into Wistersill, throws it into Olson. Bad pass stolen. Colton Smith with it. Yorgo Gillespie, one of the best scoring guards in 5A with it. Kicks out, Rasmussen inside, Shaw up, and he'll get fouled and go to the line. Josh Calvert is the final Eagles starter. Shaw at the line for 2. First one is up and rattles in. Skyline takes a 1-0 lead. Second one up and perfect for Landon Shaw. 2-0 our score. Eagles up on the Titans. Luke Lowe has it right wing. Hands to Dutch Dowdell. Drives in the lane. Floats off the window. No good. Wistersill collects the offensive board and draws the foul. 2 shots coming for Jack. In his comeback game since his COVID-19 hoorah.
I think the offensive rebounds, they come a little bit easier off of the closer to the shot. Because the closer the shot, the softer it bounces off the rim, and you'll be in better position to get the rebound.
Up and in.
As with a 3-point attempt, when it misses, it goes flying off.
And you talked about in pregame how great Olympus is at offensive rebound, averaging over 12 a game. That'll be a critical factor tonight as Jack misses the second free throw. 2-1 our score. Colton Smith with it. Landed Shaw back to Smith. Top of the key 3, no good. Front rimmed it. And Dutch Dowdell harnesses the rebound. And it'll be off of Skyline, out of bounds. Olympus ball. They're going to call a foul on the loose ball on Skyline instead, but still Olympus's ball. Barnes throws it into Jack Wistersill. Hands to Dutch Dowdell.
Skyline's playing straight up. They aren't switching, and they have each man playing very tight.
Barnes cut off, locked down by Yorgo Gillespie. Anthony Olson with it. Back to Barnes. Dumps down to Jack Wistersill. Gets it inside to Barnes. What a pass. Layup good. 3-2 our score. Titans up 1. Gillespie's crosses the timeline.
Skyline's done a great job defensively of stopping Olympus's shooting. Every defender's right there.
Colton Smith, 3 on the way, knocks it down. Colton Smith. Luke Lowe with it. Throws it into Jack Wistersill. Goes baseline. Bumping, backing, goes up, no call. And jump ball. Skyline ball, Luke Lowe with the heads up play to draw the jump. Colton Smith with the first 3 of the night.
Landon Shaw, when he got the rebound, I thought he had it. He thought he had it, then Luke Lowe came in right from under and ripped it out with a jump ball.
Colton Smith with it. And it's back to Gillespie's. Calls the play, throws over to Shaw. Back to Gillespie's. Colton Smith guarded by Dutch. Deep 3. No good. Wide right. Luke Lowe has it. Kicks out Anthony Olson. Dutch Dowdell with it. Drives on Calvert. Throws out to Jordan Barnes. Drives in the lane. Layup and 1. Jordan Barnes gets 2 and will get a chance for 1 at the line.
All right, there's kind of the danger of swiping at the ball. He went to steal the ball. He missed it. Then he was out of position to defend Jordan Barnes. And he went right by him.
And a huge foul. Andrew Rasmussen, their center, picks up his 2nd foul. They are not deep at that center position. Barnes completes the 3-point play, and it's a 1-point lead for the Titans. Colton Smith racing ahead. Into Shaw, layup, no good. Wistersill snares the rebound. Jordan Barnes with it. Almost lost it out of bounds, throws over to Dutch. Guarded by Josh Calvert. Luke Lowe thought about the 3, instead gets inside. Now Jordan Barnes resets left wing. Can't get the pick from Jack, now he gets it. Throws out Wistersill, 3, bang, no good. It looks like it was going down, it's 6-5. Skyline races ahead. Yorgo Gillespie goes right at Luke Lowe. Blocked by Wistersill. Luke Lowe and Jack Wistersill combined for a defensive stop. Jack into Anthony Olson. Working on Shaw. Rasmussen comes in and tips it out of bounds. Titan basketball.
The Skyline team's been playing very physical. They're attacking on offense and defensively. They are in their face. Whenever they get it inside, they're crashing, swiping. This whole team for Skyline, they're playing physical and they're playing with a lot of effort.
And we're going to get a foul.
The downside of playing physical, lots of fouls. Which is Skyline with their 5th foul.
Landon Shaw with his 2nd personal on Jack. And he's guarding Jack again. That's foul trouble for the Skyline Eagles early in the 1st quarter. Shaw's got to check out, and Jack Huntsman is in. And they're going to switch Andrew Rasmussen onto Jack Wistersill and put Huntsman on Olson. Jack down low, can't finish. Rasmussen with the rebound, throws ahead to Gillespie's. Calvert, top of the key. Now Rasmussen with it. Back to Calvert. And we're going to get a timeout by the Skyline Eagles. What an intense first 4 minutes. Jack, what are you seeing from these teams?
Well, Skyline, I think offensively, the only offense they got was shooting and at the foul line. So I think Skyline, they haven't really gotten anything at the basket or any easy shots. They just hit one tough shot and got some free throws. They're in tons of foul trouble playing their aggressive basketball. Olympus, I've seen them play their normal game, and Skyline's been all over them, you know, stealing and been there defending them the whole time. Olympus still with the lead here. Then the foul trouble, we can stress that a lot. 5-1. Olympus only has 1 foul. Offensive for Olympus, they haven't been able to shoot at all. They have 0 3-point attempts. Skyline, they're forcing them inside of the paint, where they're right there crashing the boards.
Yeah, Skyline playing with toes on the 3-point line, and Jack has got to step up. He's got to finish down low. Can't let or kick out when the defense collapses.
They're forcing the bigs to make tough shots instead of the 3-point shooters.
Inbound coming for the Eagles. They get it into Gillespie's. Scoreless so far tonight. Drives on Luke Lowe. Gets inside, draws the foul. It'll go to the line. 1 point lead for the Titans. And Jack, what do you think about putting Luke Lowe on Gillespie's instead of maybe Jordan Barnes?
Well, I think Luke Lowe's steals come from his sense. You can tell when the ball's in trouble, when they're driving, he can switch over to a different person and swipe it. Like, he has a great sense for the game, and he knows when to go in from behind and where to get the steals. I would consider putting Jordan Barnes on Gillespie's because Jordan Barnes, his steals come from man-to-man defense when he's right in front of him. Luke Lowe's more of when the other player's driving and he cuts in front and steals it. He has a better sense for the game. I think if you want man-to-man defense, I'd put Jordan Barnes on him.
I think we've got some blood. Andrew Rasmussen and Anthony Olson over at the trainer's table. Just getting taped up. And Yorgo Gillespie's at the line. Free throw up and in. His first points of the night ties the game at 6. Going back to the defensive assignments, I think if you put Luke Lowe on Colton Smith, that would be a great matchup. Luke Lowe's very good at denying shooters the ball as Gillespie's converts the second free throw. 1 point lead for the Skyline Eagles. Jordan Barnes, inside cutoff, throws, touchdown out. In the lane, finds Jack down low, goes up, can't finish, offensive board, stick back, fouled. Wistersill will go to the line. He's 1 for 2 from the line tonight. And they're just playing hack-a-jack right now. Anytime he's getting the ball inside, they're just bodying him and disrupting that shot. Free throw rolls in for Jack Wistersill.
And him and Anthony Olson, they need to make those shots at the rim. Skyline, they're going to be right there, so they can maybe do a pump fake and kick it out of the shooters to create some shots.
Second one perfect for Jack. 8-7 our score. Just 4 minutes in and already a great game. Yorgo Gillespie's throws to the corner. Colton Smith has it here. Hands back to Gillespie's. Trying to work on Jack Wistersill on the mismatch. Throws out, tipped by Luke Lowe and stolen. Fast break opportunity for the Titans. Layup goes and one. Luke Lowe. Put him at the line.
Those were the type of plays I was talking about with Luke Lowe. That's where he gets his steals. That's where his defensive impact comes.
Splits the double team and finishes. What a play from Luke Lowe. Lowe completes the three-point play, and it's a 4-point lead for the Titans. Calvert throws over to Gillespie's, guarded by Luke Lowe. Calvert throws corner to Smith. Smith, cut off, throws to Gillespie's left wing. Retreats out, gets a pick from Huntsman. They switch McCain onto Gillespie's. Smith working on Dowdell, cut off. Probst, hands to Calvert. Calvert has space, decides not to take the three. Gillespie's with it. Pull up, free throw line jumper, off the back rim, no good. Jack Wistersill snares another rebound. And Jordan Barnes brings it up for the Titans. Drives baseline, cut off, throws to Luke Lowe, open three, bang! Luke Lowe, 6 straight points.
And if you want to break Skyline's defense, you just have to get past your man and get to the rim. There will be an open shooter.
Our first Titan triple of the night. Calvert, guarded by Jack Wistersill, throws corner Gillespie's. Back to Calvert. Takes the triple, off the dribble, banks it home. Josh Calvert. Jordan Barnes with it. Throws inside to Jack. Guarded by Probst. Spins inside, draws the foul, and one. Go to the line, big fella. 6-point lead for the Titans.
Right there was a one-on-one in the paint, and Jack Wistersill, he finished with contact. The times he's been stopped, they've brought an extra defender there.
And now 8 fouls on the Skyline Eagles, only 2 for Olympus. And that's not necessarily that the refs are calling the game unfairly. It's that Skyline is playing such an aggressive, physical defense.
Yeah, when you play physical, it works, it helps, but you get in foul trouble every time.
Wistersil's free throw is up and in. 6 points already for Jack Wistersil. Yorgo Gillespie brings it down. Hands to Kai Tolson. Now Colton Smith with it. Throws corner to Huntsman. Probes. Guarded by Luke Lowe. That's a mismatch there. Yorgo Gillespie's with it. Titans switch McCain onto Probes. Gillespie slicing to the rim. Can't finish. Foul called way after the shot, and Gillespie's will go to the line.
The fouls, they don't have as big of an impact in the first, second, maybe the third. But when you start getting into the fourth quarter, that's when they add up, and that's when their impact is felt. Because if you have a player in foul trouble, they have to be less aggressive and hurt your whole defense. And if your team's in foul trouble, then Olympus is going to be shooting free throws all day.
Gillespie's shooting the free throws here. He's short on the first one. Second one coming for Gillespie's. Up and in, 3 points for Yorgo Gillespie's. Barnes with it, throws over to Dutch, back to Barnes. In the corner, drives baseline, finds McCain. Barnes, triple on the way, knock it down, Jordan Barnes. Titans, 2 triples on the night so far. Skyline also with 2 triples. That is a number to keep an eye on. Can the Eagles outshoot the Titans? Tolson, 3 on the way, no good. He's their best 3-point shooter at 51%. Dowdell, triple on the way, no good. Air ball from Dutch Dowdell. He wants the foul though. And they're gonna say it's blocked by Colton Smith. So it'll stay Titan ball. Dutch thought he got hit on the arm by Colton Smith. Ref said Colton Smith got all ball. They get it into Dutch and it's tipped off him. Out of bounds. Nope. Say it's off Colton Smith. Titan basketball.
And Olympus, they've out-rebounded Skyline here tonight. Offensively, they've gotten 4 offensive rebounds. And defensively, they've gotten more defensive rebounds than Skyline.
Jack underneath, lays it in. It's too easy for Jack Wistersil. And the Titans have doubled up the Eagles here in the first quarter. 22-11 our score. 40 seconds left in the first. Huntsman back out to Gillespie's. Luke Lowe is shutting him down. Probst, top of the key. Gets it over to Colton Smith. He has Jack Wistersil switched onto him. Gillespie's now with it, drives, pull-up jumper on the way, no good. Not even close from Yorgo Gillespie's. McCain over to Barnes. Guarded by Tolson. Luke Lowe's going to get the foul, and he's going to go to the line for a 1-and-1.
In this quarter for Olympus, they couldn't get their normal production, and they showed you they're more than just shooting. They can play physical, they can take it inside, and they can finish and go to the foul line.
And this has an eerie similarity to the Lehigh semifinal matchup last year, where Lehigh was just playing tough as nails, physicality, and Olympus couldn't handle it. But here tonight, they're showing that they can. And that's why this team is probably state-bound. And it's 20-11 right now. Olympus surged there at the end of the first quarter. What do you think they figured out there, Jack?
Well, I think they took their time a little bit more offensively, and they were able to get to the hoop more. At first, maybe they weren't used to this type of defense that much, but once they sort of got used to it a little bit, they were more prepared and they knew sort of what to do and changed it up a little bit. And we saw them go to a little misdirection and then cut very hard to the hoop that we haven't seen them do as much.
And I think in the first 4 minutes, it was very much a locked down half-court game. But then after Luke Lowe got that steal and was able to get out in transition and opened up the offense, and now Olympus is firing on all cylinders. 2 threes so far for the Titans, 2 threes for the Eagles. Again, a number to watch there. Gillespie's only 3 points so far. You got to get more out of your star point guard. What do you think about the job Luke Lowe's done on Yorgo Gillespie's?
He's done great. Yorgo's gotten a couple looks at the rim where he's driven on. But other than that, Luke Lowe's done great. He has a steal. And overall, it's been a great game for him defensively and offensively. He has 5 points. And with those 2 threes for Skyline, they were shots that were guarded, but they made them. One they banked in with Olympus threes. Those were 2 wide open threes, and they generated the open shot. Skyline just shot it over the defender and banked one in.
Jordan Barnes throws it into Jack. Oh, what a pass. Anthony Olson. Now back to Jack, over to Will Rich. Hands to Dutch Dowdell. Will Rich has it left wing. Jordan Barnes resets it. Anthony Olson now into Wistersill. Working on Probst. He's taking advantage of that matchup all night. Dutch Dowdell with it now. He has Gillespie switched onto him. Spins, kicks out. Barnes over to Wistersill. 3 on the way, no good. And Dutch Dowdell gets the offensive rebound, sticks it back up and in.
Another offensive board.
24-11. Titans up by 13. Tolson knocks down the 3. 51% shooter. And he knocks down the triple to keep it within 10. Jordan Barnes with it. Now Dutch into Wistersill. They are just going at Probst. Hook shot no good from Jack Wistersill.
Josh Calvert, he's done a great job on Dutch Dowdell. Dutch has only 2 points, and Dutch has 0 threes.
Yorgo Gillespie's, what a finish. Hold the phone. Gillespie's finishes through 3 Titan defenders and cuts the lead to 8. Will Rich had a great night against East. 15 points in the Titans' last game. Barnes drives inside, throws out Wistersill. 3 on the way, drills it. Jack Wistersill. Just when the Skyline Eagles think they can get back in it, Jack Wistersill nails the triple.
Skyline center, he's came to the paint every time Olympus has got there to help out, and Olympus has started to realize that, and so they take it in. Once 15 gets into the paint, they throw it out for the wide open 3.
Calvert with it, over to Gillespie's. Pops the triple. No good. Air ball for Yorgo Gillespie's. And the O-Zone will let him hear it. $11 points already for Jack Wistersill. Having a monster first half. Jordan Barnes with it. Now Will Rich. Anthony Olson throws into Wistersill. Goes up into the body of Shaw. Offensive rebound for the Titans. Barnes spins away from the screen. Working on Colton Smith. Hands back to Jack, now back to Barnes. Gets by Smith. Corner to Will Rich. And Skyline's defense recovers. Great defensive possession for Skyline. Anthony Olson working on Tolson, floats and scores. Too small.
And Landon Shaw, he's done a much better job on Jack Wistersill, but the problem is he got in foul trouble early, so they had to take him out, and Jack took advantage of it and got 11 points.
Colton Smith, 3 on the way, no good. Air ball, back-to-back air balls for the Skyline Eagles.
I think Skyline's sort of sensing a sense of urgency right here. They haven't generated the best of looks, and so they're starting to force threes. They're not down that big. If you want to get back in, you can't waste possessions like that, shooting threes like we saw Yorgo and right there.
Will Rich, top of the key, now over to Barnes, right wing. Wistersill, oh, he thought about the 3, throws over to Dutch. Dowdell drives, pull-up jumper, Shaw blocked it. Will Rich, open 3 on the way, knock it down, Will Rich. Titans double up the Eagles again, it's 32-16. After a great defensive stop from Shaw, to let up that wide open 3, just very tough for the Eagles.
And it's often after plays like that where your defense is out of sorts.
Shaw with it. Throws over to Gillespie's. Colton Smith now with it. Calvert drives. Throws over corner. Colton Smith kicks out to Calvert in the lane. Layup. Good. Gets it to go. What a shot from Josh Calvert. Barnes with it. Spins away from Colton Smith. Floats it up and scores it. Oh, Jordan Barnes. What a move. What a finish.
And out of Olympus' wing players, Jordan Barnes has been the best at taking it to the rim, getting past the defender, getting the open shot or kicking it out. Not quite sure the foul was there.
Anthony Olson picked up something. It might have been a warning for trash talking. Hanson Gu with it for the Eagles. He's working on Jordan Barnes. Kicks out to Calvert. Over to Tolson. Will Rich jumps at him to deny the three-point shot. Hanson Gu gets out to Tolson. Three on the way. No good. A little short. Deep three there. From Tolson, Dowdell. Layup good in transition. Jordan Barnes dropping dimes.
Skyline, they had space on the last three-point shot, but the reason you had space was because you're 5 feet behind the three-point line.
Jordan Barnes showing why he's the best passer in the nation right now. And a bad pass there for Hanson Gu. Titan basketball. Turnovers have been a problem in the Eagles' last three losses, and they cannot lose the turnover battle tonight.
Yeah, if there's one team you don't want to turn over against Olympus, because with Jordan Barnes, they'll make you pay. They'll push it down the court. They'll get the open basket.
Will Rich has it, drives baseline, kicks back out to Wistersill. Great defense by Shaw on him. Dutch Dowdell with it. Now Jordan Barnes. Gu right up in his face. Wistersill has it, high post. Kicks back out to Barnes and they'll reset. Now Wistersill with it, back to Barnes. Barnes drives in the lane. Throws, oh, what a pass to Jack. Wistersill goes up, can't finish. Tipped out by Anthony Olson, Eagles ball. And again, Landon Shaw just playing incredible defense on Jack Wistersill.
And I think on a couple of those times when Jack has the ball and he has two defenders, if he can realize that, he can realize there's an open player. And so he doesn't have to shoot it every time he's in there, because if there's two defenders, he's not going to make it. And so he needs a couple times when he's inside to pass it out.
Rasmussen had it tipped out of bounds. That'll be Olympus ball, another turnover on the Eagles.
The good news on that turnover, I guess, if it's good news, it was a dead ball turnover, so they don't get a transition or anything.
Anthony Olson with it. Throws ahead right to Yorgo Gillespie's. A turnover for the Titans. They give it right back. Gillespie's goes up into Olson, and we're going to get a blocking foul on Anthony Olson.
And that was a great trap by Skyline, a sort of trap where they were forcing you, they were sort of wanting you to pass it there. They were making it as enticing and made it look like a great pass to break Skyline's defense. But that's where they wanted you to throw it, and they stole it right from you.
Gillespie's at the line. First one up and in for Yorgo Gillespie's. He's been at the line 3 times so far tonight. 4 for 5 from the charity stripe. His second one is no good. Offensive rebound, Rasmussen sticks it back up and in. Lead is down to 15, 36-21. Lucas McCain with it. We're seeing a half-court press from the Eagles, and it produces another Olympus turnover. Yorgo Gillespie's and one.
And on the 2 possessions, Skyline's done that. Olympus, they've turned it over. They're trying to pass it past the half court like they usually do. They need to dribble it past the half court.
8 points for Yorgo Gillespie's. 3 straight so far. He's got a chance to add 1 more at the line. And notice how they're not putting anyone to rebound that free throw because they want to set up their full court or 3/4 court trap. Jordan Barnes with it. Over to Lucas McCain. Will Rich throws to Barnes. Open three. Bang! Jordan Barnes!
The trap, it works, but the problem with it is when it doesn't work, Olympus, they have a great start to possession because the defense is all out of sorts. And if they push the pace, once they get past it, they can score every time.
Shot no good for the Eagles. Wistersill pushing it down. Throws ahead to Dutch. Deep three on the way. No good. In and out. Hanson Gu throws to Yorgo Gillespie's. Just over half a minute to go in the second quarter. Pull-up jumper. No good. Rattles out. Gillespie's a good take, though. Barnes with it. Gets it over to Wistersill, top of the key, well, near the midcourt line. Now Barnes with it. No movement offensively for the Titans.
They're just playing for the last shot here of the half.
Wistersill will get that last shot, no good, too strong. Dowdell tips it off the backcourt. Colton Smith will huck it after the buzzer, and it's 39-24 after 2. Titans up 15. Let's look at your three-point numbers. Titans right now have 4. 5. Skyline has 3. So right there, Olympus winning the three-point battle. Also Olympus winning the turnover battle.
And the rebounds by a lot.
Skyline playing tough, but Olympus just too talented for them in that first half. Jack, what do you see, though, from that 3/4 court trap from the Eagles?
Well, for Olympus, they like once they get to about that range when they're pressing, they like to throw it up, and they throw it past the half court usually. But for Olympus, if you want to beat that, they're going to steal it most of the time if you throw it past the half court. So you just have to take a little bit more time, dribble past the half court, then set up your play and your offense then. They like to go quick and get into their set as fast as possible, and they just need to take a little bit more time there.
We'll see if the Titans can do that. I'm sure Coach Barnes will be breaking it down in the half-court locker room talk. Titans up 15 on the Eagles, 39-24, a chance to make the win streak 14 against Skyline. We'll be back in just under 9 minutes for the second half of Olympus versus Skyline. You've been watching Olympus basketball on OlyTV.
Tonight, the Olympus Development Foundation is pleased to present the 2022 Distinguished Alumni Award to Mark L. Pace. While attending Olympus, Mark played on the varsity basketball team as a guard or occasional forward for 3 years and started as a senior. He graduated from Olympus in 1975 and was in the National Honor Society. After high school, Mark served a mission in Madrid, Spain, then studied economics at the University of Tipoff and earned an MBA at Harvard Business School. He worked in commercial real estate development and was president of Boyer Hill Military Housing. He and his wife, Anne Marie Langland, served on the Olympus Rebuild Committee and are parents of 7 children. 5 of their children played basketball for Olympus. He later served as a mission president in the Spain-Barcelona mission and as an Area 70 and is currently the Sunday School General President for the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. It is our pleasure to present this distinguished alumni award to Mark Pace this evening. Congratulations. Let's give another round of applause for Mark Pace.
Hello and welcome back to Olympus Basketball on OlyTV. My name is Mark Schwartz. Alongside me,
Jackson Bodley.
and the Olympus Titans lead the Skyline Eagles 39-24. Jack, what did you see in that first half of action?
Well, for Skyline, they came out with a ton of energy. We saw them pressing at the early and guarding all their men as close as possible. And it's sort of at the first 4 minutes, Olympus has struggled a little bit. Olympus found a little bit of a way to attack that and get through it. Skyline, they got a lot of fouls though, and that it didn't affect them too much in the first half. But as we get going farther and farther in this game, how much those fouls affect them will start to increase a lot.
And talking about the fouls, Landon Shaw not picking up his third foul in his action in the second quarter was critical, because that means he can pick up 2 fouls in the third quarter before he has to sub out. Yorgo Gillespie leads the Eagles with 9 points. He's their leading scorer with 19.5 points per game. He's not playing, I think, as well as he would have hoped. He heated up, though, there in that second quarter, and I think we could expect a big third quarter out of him. What are you seeing out of Gillespie, Jack?
Well, Luke Lowe's done a great job. He hasn't given him any good jump shots, but he's gotten a few looks at the rim, gotten fouled a lot. But if he can get some open shots and sort of find a rhythm, I think it'll help him a lot. But they've done a great job of stopping his shooting.
And then let's talk about the Olympus Titans. Jordan Barnes leads the team with 13 points. Jack Wistersill has 11. Barnes with 2 triples already. What are you seeing out of those 2 dynamic players, Jack?
Well, Jack Wistersill, when he gets the ball inside, he's done a great job of finishing through contact and just finishing around the rim in general. And they've needed that here against when they haven't gotten many good shots. Jordan Barnes, he's I think their best driver. He's able to take it to the rim very well and get past his defender. And he's been getting a lot of points tonight. He's mainly looked at a passer and a really good passer. But he can score the ball, and here tonight with 13 in the first half, he's showing you how he can score too and not just pass.
And he's going to be critical passing the ball, though, as if Skyline continues to use their 3-quarter court press. They started using it at the very end of the second quarter, and Olympus was caught off guard by it, turned it over a couple times, and gave Skyline a chance to keep it within 20. What do you think about Skyline running that 3-quarters court defensive press?
It helps them out a lot in stopping them initially, but the problem with the 3-quarters press is if Olympus, they can get past it without a turnover, it takes Skyline a lot longer to get to their defensive positions. And so if you get past it, then continue moving and continue pushing the pace, you're going to get some open baskets from that. It works well, and if you want to limit the turnovers off of that, if you're Olympus, just dribble it past the 3-point, past the half-court line, and don't pass it like they usually do, because that's where all the turnovers come from.
Usually Olympus, when they get past the half-court line, they're swinging it to the other side to force the defense to rotate. But when the defense is in those passing lanes, you can't do that. For Olympus, what could they do to get more open threes?
Well, I think there's been a few times, 4 or 5 times, when they get in the paint, Skyline brings extra help, and they have open shooters. So just I think a few more times when they're in the paint, they look to the open shooters. A few more times, but other than that, they've done great. And Skyline, they're just playing so aggressive and so close, picking up fouls, that you can't really get many shots open. And on a few of those threes, they shot them just behind the 3-point line, gave them more space.
And I think the man for Skyline, when we're talking about getting more space on those threes, they need those. They need that. They've had a couple very contested threes that have gone in. But I think the man to watch from that 3-point line is Tolson. He hit 1 in the first half. He's 51% on the year from behind the arc, and he's a very good stroke. You saw him here just in warm-ups. He hit, I think, 5 in a row. So I think you got to use Yorgo Gillespie almost as a decoy to create space for your shooters. Get the defense to collapse and then kick it out to Colton Smith and Tolson. What do you think Skyline could change offensively, Jack, to get their offense going in a little bit of a higher gear?
Well, I think just they've only been really driving and passing it around. They haven't run many switches and screens and stuff like that, or they have players crossing between each other and stuff like that. So I think just more variety and a little bit different from the basics of just attacking your defender inside, maybe drawing a foul, or then shooting a 3 off the catch. I think if they change it up a little bit, vary from that, it'll help them a lot.
Second half action about to kick off. here on OlyTV. We'll reset your lineups for the Titans. At guard, Jordan Barnes. At guard, Luke Lowe. At forward, Dutch Dowdell. At forward, Anthony Olson. And at center, Jack Wistersill. For the Eagles, at guard, Yorgo Gillespie. At guard, Colton Smith. At forward, Josh Calvert. At forward, Landon Shaw. And at center, Andrew Rasmussen. Colton Smith has it here. They dump down Shaw, high post. Hands back to Colton Smith in the lane. Takes a bump from Wistersill, and we're going to get a foul on Jack Wistersill to open up the second half. Interesting that they had Colton Smith handle the ball on the first possession. Do you wonder if that's trying to get Yorgo Gillespie involved off ball?
I think so. Good to see there. He's able to get a decent space right there off ball.
Gillespie's with it here, guarded by Luke Lowe. 9 points for the star point guard for the Skyline Eagles. Shaw has it, high post. Free throw line jumper, no good. Anthony Olson tracks down the board. Barnes throws it ahead to Jack Wistersill. Down low, takes a bump, goes up and one. Jack Wistersill. Starting off right where he left up, 13 points for the big man, and he can get one more at the line.
There's like no way to stop that because Jordan Barnes, Skyline was in position. They had 3 players right there. Jack Wistersill was just barely in front of him, and that was just enough space. Jordan Barnes threw it the whole court. Perfect pass, got the and one.
And a big foul there on Landon Shaw. That's his third.
Now we've seen Jacob Props. When he's in there, Jack Wistersill, whenever he gets the ball, he attacks him, and he's finished every time. So that's a huge foul there for the Eagles.
Yeah, Shaw takes a seat, and Probst comes in. Colton Smith with it. Pops the triple. No good. Yorgo Gillespie gets the offensive rebound for the Eagles. Dumps into Probst. Kicks out. Colton Smith drives. Throws inside to Probst. A turnover. Yorgo Gillespie was open on the three-point line, and Colton Smith didn't kick it out. Barnes, 3, rattles in and out. Anthony Olson saves it to Luke Lowe. Barnes wants the 3. No good. Corner, Dowdell, 3 on the way. No good again. The rim does not like the Titans tonight.
The Eagles, they got to rebound better. They stopped them 3 times, and Olympus get another basket.
Barnes, what a finish by Probst. Had a hand in his face and just smooth as silk finishes. 20-point lead for the Titans.
And that was 3 offensive rebounds by Anthony Olson on that one possession.
Josh Calvert hands to Andrew Rasmussen. Cut off, kicks out. Probst, 3 on the way. Deep 2 maybe. No good. Jordan Barnes pushes ahead for the Titans. He has Gillespie on him. Dumps down. Wistersill guarded by Probst. Double team comes. Jack floats. No good. And Yorgo Gillespie secures the defensive rebound, takes a hard bump.
Those are the plays for Olympus. If they want more threes, Jack needs to realize that and kick it out to Anthony Olson, who was the open shooter that time.
Anthony Olson very distraught. It's a foul on him. That'll be his third.
He went a little bit aggressive for the rebounds. Unfortunate collision right there.
Yeah, he keeps trying to hold his head. We hope Anthony is all right as he walks to the trainer's table. Colton Smith inbounds to Yorgo Gillespie. Gillespie's guarded by Luke Lowe. Hands to Calvert. Luke Lowe now switched on to him. Back over to Gillespie. Driving on Barnes. Throws out Rasmussen. 3 on the way. No good. Short from Andrew Rasmussen. Barnes looking ahead. Can't find anyone. Dumps down to Lucas McCain. Kicks out. Wistersill wants the 3. Give him 3. Jack Wistersill. Second one of the night.
It's hard to defend when you have one player who can shoot from that range. But Olympus, they have 3 players who have all made threes from that range this game.
17 points for Jack Wistersill. A great comeback night for him. Did not play in the Titans' last game against East, and he's lighting it up tonight.
Olympus shooting. It didn't show sort of in the first half, but here in the second half already they've been shooting well. And that one right there, that was an incredible shot way behind the three-point line. I don't think anyone was expecting him to shoot from that far, and he made it look easy.
The Eagles, only 3 3-pointers so far tonight, so the Titans doubling them up in the three-point category. For Skyline, why do you think we're not seeing more of that three-quarter court press that they ran at the end of the first half?
Well, at the end of the first half, Olympus, they didn't have all of their starters in, and so they weren't maybe used to moving around and then maybe where the pass is going and all that, and off-ball movement. And so they tried it out a little bit, and against the starters like Jordan Barnes, Luke Lowe, and Dutch Dowdell, who know what to do, they're not going to try it.
And Jordan Barnes has made a very noticeable effort to push the ball down the floor in the fast break. Even off of misses, he's bringing it down, pushing it down, throwing it ahead. Colton Smith with it here for the Eagles.
And Jordan Barnes is so talented, he doesn't even have to push it down. He can throw it the whole court sometimes and get the ball there.
Gillespie throws it over to Calvert. Barnes tipped it to him. Rasmussen with it. Hands to Calvert. Now sets a screen on Barnes. Calvert picked up the dribble though. Yorgo Gillespie's with it. As Lucas McCain switched on him. Rasmussen, top of the key. Drives at Jack Wistersill. Bumping, banging, throws it out to Yorgo Gillespie's. Thought about the three, Luke Lowe, good contest to deny it. Gillespie's has McCain on him again, over to Calvert. Open three on the way, no good, air ball. Lucas McCain with the rebound.
The Eagles, they got their shot, they got the open shot, and they just missed it.
Barnes throws it out right to the Colton Smith. He took a bump. Rasmussen in the lane, layup, no good. Offensive rebound, Huntsman. Colton Smith has it, far right wing. Luke Lowe on him, drives inside, knocked away Luke Lowe. Colton Smith is going to get the foul on the ground, though.
Luke Lowe was in great position, and he just has the great sense of when to swipe at the ball. He knows when they're not protecting it as much, and he knows when it's the best time to go for it, and he usually gets the steals.
And there, Colton Smith's just a little bigger, and the only reason he got open and got the foul is because Luke Lowe slipped. Colton Smith will throw it in here. Gets it in to Huntsman. Down to Rasmussen. Working on Jack Wistersill. Throws out to Yorgo Gillespie's. Drives right at Luke Lowe in the lane. Floats, no good. And Lowe saves it to Dutch Dowdell. Dowdell with it. Drives far side now. Jack rotates to Jordan Barnes. Barnes with it. Guarded by Gillespie's. We're going to get a foul. Push on Gillespie's. So Barnes will key it in from the sideline for the Titans.
And Hanson Agu for the Eagles, I think he's done a great job on Jordan Barnes. He picks him up very far, and he's fast. He has the speed to keep up with him, and he's done a great job with using his speed. And offensively, he's gone a couple looks.
What a pass from Barnes right to Jack. Lay it in. The chemistry between those two is so incredible. 19 points for Wistersill. Hanson-Gu, stolen by Jordan Barnes. And he'll lay it in the transition. 17 points for Barnes. Him and Jack Wistersill are taking over this game right now. Kai Tolson fends off with the right elbow. Back to back. Defensive stops by Jordan Barnes, forcing Skyline turnovers. What are you seeing from Jordan Barnes in the last couple possessions, Jack?
Offensively, defensively, he's gone steals. He's been in great position like we saw there. He was in perfect position. The offender had no choice but to just push him, try and create some space. He's been in great position creating looks like that.
McCain over to Wistersill. Now Barnes with it. Goes away from the Wistersill pick. Now he'll take it. Wistersill working, hands to Luke Lowe in the lane, throws inside to Jack. The pass got tipped and Luke Lowe tried to spike it to Wistersill. Skyline basketball. And Dutch Dowdell tips it out of bounds. Olympus so active.
I think we've seen Skyline, maybe they're feeling a little bit nervous probably, down big here in the third quarter, and they're starting to pass sooner. Usually they pass when they're at the three-point line, but now they're passing at around right past the logo, because they're just trying to get something as fast as they can.
Hanson Gu with it, guarded by Luke Lowe. Colton Smith now drives inside, goes up on Jack, lays it in. The shooter's touch from Colton Smith, and he gets it to go. 25-point lead for the Titans. Jordan Barnes with it. Throws over to Jack Wistersill, into Dutch Dowdell. And we're going to get a foul on the ground on Jack Huntsman. That'll be Skyline's third foul of the third quarter. Excuse me, fourth foul of the third quarter. Barnes will inbound for the Titans. He gets it into Jack, who has Andrew Rasmussen on him. Jack goes up and will go to the line. Jack Wistersill, chance to get to 20 points from the free throw stripe.
In this third quarter, it might not look like Skyline's been as physical or aggressive, but I think the change has been Olympus has been more physical and aggressive, so it doesn't look as different.
They're matching the intensity. Wistersill's free throw up and in. 52-26, Olympus running away here in the third quarter.
This is a huge game if they want to stay in sort of contention for Region 6 and 5A. They started 9-1, then lost the last three all-region opponents.
And they're 1-3 in region, tied for second to last place as Wistersill knocks down the free throw.
They were one of the top teams in the region coming in, and they need to turn it around.
Everyone had them picked second in this region, and they need a big win. Hanson Gu floats it up. What a shot to get it over Jack Wistersill. Will Rich with it, guarded by Connor Brain. Wistersill over to Dowdell. Throws it into Anthony Olson. He's got Huntsman on him, floats and scores. What a move from Anthony Olson. Great to see him back out on the court. We're going to get a timeout. And Jack, what are you seeing from Olympus? They are just playing so well here in this third quarter. What changed? Is it the intensity and the physicality?
I think it is. Defensively, they've been playing great. They're staying in front of their man every single time, and Skyline has been able to get their shots because of it. Offensive for Olympus, they've been pushing in transition, getting to the foul line, just everything for Olympus. They raised the intensity, and it's all been flowing for them.
And the defense has been incredible. I mean, 4 points so far in the third quarter. Titans on a 16-4 run right now, and that's coming from the defense. Even offensively, it's being started on the defensive end because they're not having to take the ball out of the net, and they can push it down the court.
Yeah, they're making Skyline work for everything. Every shot they've gotten has been a tough shot.
Notice, though, Skyline putting Landon Shaw back in to try to contain Jack Wistersill, who has 21 points. Hanson Gu hands to Brain. Over to Tolson. Brain has it left wing. Hanson Gu now with it. Top of the key. Tolson guarded by Wistersill, throws in Huntsman. They reset to Hanson Gu. Throws into Landon Shaw. Triple team, throws corner. Brain, quick release three, no good. Air ball. Gu, offensive rebound, and he gets blocked by Wistersill, but will go to the line.
And for this offensively, Dutch Dowdell has only 4 points. They've stopped him very well. But this Olympus team, with their big three, Jordan Barnes, Dutch Dowdell, and Jack Wistersill, you can stop one of them, but it's really hard to stop all three of them, like we've seen tonight.
Hanson's Gu free throw is no good.
You can sort of just pick your poison, I guess. You pick which one you want to stop, and then the other two, they'll get their points. It's really, really hard to stop all three of the Olympus stars.
And they've done a nice job on Dutch Dowdell, only 4 points tonight. But Jordan Barnes and Jack Wistersill are just tearing them apart. combining for 38 points so
Here's
far.
their press.
And we see the three-quarter court press. Jordan Barnes with it here. Throws it into Jack Wistersill. Dutch Dowdell corner to Will Rich. Barnes has it, and the defense resets. Jack back to Barnes. Guarded by Connor Brain. Will Rich with it. Pass got tipped. Jordan Barnes near the timeline left side. Guarded by Hanson Goop. Drives inside, cut off, trying to get it to Jack. He can't. And Skyline picks it up as the quarter expires. Just absolutely incredible third quarter from the Titans. They dominated, only giving up 5 points and scoring 16. Incredible third quarter, Jack. And I feel like that was the breaking point. Either Skyline was going to make a run there and get this game into single digits, or Olympus was going to pull it away.
Yeah, you need if you're down double digits, you need to cut into it in that third quarter. Because in high school basketball, where you have no shot clock, it is really hard to come back in a fourth quarter. Olympus, they can take up to 1 to 2 minutes if they really want because of no shot clock to waste it, and which is why they're implementing it next year. It is so hard to come back late game in a high school basketball, and so that's why the third quarter was extremely important for Skyline. They needed to cut in the lead there.
26-point lead for the Titans. It's looking grim for the Skyline Eagles. We'll reset our three-point numbers. No three-pointers were made by the Skyline Eagles in that third quarter, so it remains 3-6. Titans doubling up the Eagles.
If you're Skyline, you might be able to get it under 15, under 10, but the second you do it there, Olympus is just going to sit there for 1 to 2 minutes, and then you can't do anything. That's why I think it's a great decision to add the shot clock next year.
Yeah, despite Coach Barnes being a strong advocate for the shot clock, it's not in place, so he has no problem holding on to that ball for a minute or two.
We usually only see it in big games like a rivalry or the playoffs.
Olympus basketball with 8 minutes left. Fourth quarter. Here in this coveted rivalry matchup, Jordan Barnes with it. Anthony Olson now has it. He'll pick up a foul on Jack Huntsman. That's going to be Huntsman's third. And Skyline inching closer and closer to getting into the bonus, so the Titans will shoot the rest of the way. Olson hands back to Barnes, guarded by Hanson Goo.
I think Goo's done the best at guarding Barnes defensively for Skyline.
Anthony Olson over to Wistersill. Dutch Dowdell now with it, guarded by Brain in the lane, floats, and no good from Dutch Dowdell. Connor Brain tracks down the defensive rebound, and Hanson Goo pushes it up. Tolson, three on the way, no good, in and out. Jordan Barnes with it. Throws ahead to Jack Wistersill, running in transition, blocked! Landon Shaw gets to it, and Jordan Barnes tips the pass out of bounds. It'll stay Eagle basketball.
Yeah, I think Skyline would be in much, much better position had Landon Shaw not gotten in foul trouble. In the first half, that killed him. In the third quarter, he couldn't be as aggressive in the third quarter. And that was a huge factor because he's been really the only player that has stopped Jack.
And he was out the majority of the third quarter, or at least half of it, because of foul trouble. Connor Brain, three on the way, no good. He got Dutch Dowdell to jump, but couldn't finish it. Jordan Barnes in transition, takes a bump on Goo, floats it up and scores. Barnes with 19. 28-point lead for the Titans. Goo hands to Tolson, guarded by Will Rich. Shaw with it now, working on Olson. Kicks out Tolson. We're going to get a travel on Landon Shaw. Titan basketball, another turnover for the Eagles. Coming into tonight, we said you couldn't lose the turnover battle, and you couldn't lose the three-point battle. Eagles are losing both right now.
And rebounding, defensive rebounding, Skyline's they haven't been good. Olympus have gotten tons of rebounds offensively, gotten tons of second chance points.
Olsen with it. Throws it into Wistersill, guarded by Shaw. Dowdell slashing to the rim and lays it in. 30-point lead for the Olympus Titans.
Dowdell hasn't been able to create on ball with the ball, and so I think he's starting to realize that he can create off ball. So he's been moving around more, finding open shots that way.
Tolson throws over to Gu. Gu guarded by Dowdell. They have a mismatch. Shaw now on Dowdell if they can get the ball to him. Tolson with it. Over to Hanson Gu. Throws corner. Brain loses it out of bounds. Titan basketball. And Gillespie's and Colton Smith check back in for the Eagles.
Gillespie's is 10 points under his season average here.
He's been locked up here in the second half. Barnes throws it in for Wistersill, working on Shaw, goes up, can't finish. Tipped out of bounds. Olympus basketball off of Shaw.
And those are the type of passes that it just breaks your defense. It's so hard to defend that. Because Shaw, he was in position. He had a Wistersill walled against the baseline.
Wide open layup for Will Rich. Jordan Barnes with the find.
And as you're Shaw, you're thinking, I got him stopped this time because he's walled against the baseline. And Jordan Barnes just fits it in the tight window.
Yorgo Gillespie's pounding the dribble. Throws over Colton Smith, guarded by Olsen. Deep three on the way. Knock it down. Colton Smith. Jack Wistersill drives past Shaw in the lane. No good on the layup. We're going to get a foul. Wistersill will go to the line. Colton Smith, only 2 3-pointers tonight, under his season average of 2.5 3-pointers made a game.
Well, they were hard 3-pointers. They were great shots. Defender was there, and he made them right over them both times.
Even just this last one, he's 2 feet behind the line and knocks it down over the taller defender. Wistersill's free throw is perfect. 22 on the night for him. Get this, Jordan Barnes and Jack Wistersill have combined for more points than Skyline has scored as an entire team. 32 for the Eagles, and now 42 for Jack Wistersill and Jordan Barnes.
They haven't just scored more, they've scored 10 whole points more.
Colton Smith, pull up, Jay, got it to go. The senior shooting guard coming alive here in the fourth. 10 points on the night for him. First Eagle in double figures tonight. Wistersill down low, triple team, goes up and one. How do you stop this man? 25 points for Jack Wistersill.
I think their game plan coming in was to not give him a good shot, foul him every time he goes up, or not foul, but be right there, be very physical when he goes up. But he's finished most of those contact layups.
Such great touch around the rim for Jack Wistersill as he completes the three-point play.
Your game plan works against you right there. You're giving him extra points at the free throw line there.
Yorgo Gillespie's with it. Timeout, Skyline. 4:14 to go. 32-point lead for the Olympus Titans. And they are 4 minutes away from a 14-game winning streak against Skyline and a 10-game winning streak this season. What more can we say about Jack Wistersill? I mean, Jordan Barnes, he creates for him so much. Those passing down low, it's just like a quarterback throwing to his favorite wide receiver. But Wistersill's ability to finish through contact has been incredible tonight. And it's something that I think is going to show teams you can't just try to get tough with the Titans. They can play that way. What are you seeing from Olympus, Jack?
I think it's just been the same thing all second half. They've been physical, they've brought the intensity up, and they've been getting more shots. They've been able to find their shooters, just everything. And I think with Skyline, they've been playing press, running around all game, and maybe they're a little bit more tired here at the second half, which is why Olympus has gotten more off ball, got an open off ball more. Skyline, you got to feel very demoralized. You're 9-1, expected to finish second in region, and now you've just lost 4 straight in region.
We're going to need a foul as Colton Smith got the open 3.
It was an illegal pick there by Landon Shaw.
So turnover again on the Eagles. We can't stress this enough. Eagles have struggled with turnovers in their last 3 games. And coming into tonight, they had to win the turnover battle, and they have not done that. And that's why they're down 32 right now. Jordan Barnes with it. Drives baseline and comes out the other side. He's got the whole Skyline defense scrambling. They reset now. Anthony Olson, top of the key. Jack Wistersill now. Throws it inside, Dutch Dowdell. Oh, out of bounds, couldn't save it. Great effort, though, by Dowdell.
I think it would have saved it, but it hit the back of the rim, or the backboard.
Yorgo Gillespie's crosses the timeline with 9 points on the night. He averages 19.5. Shaw kicks out Colton Smith, guarded by Dutch Dowdell. Now Gillespie's with it. Gets Dowdell switched on him, goes at him. Kicks out Colton Smith. Smith, triple on the way. No good. Anthony Olson, great defense. Barnes will inbound.
It's been a hard-fought rivalry game all the way to the end. You can see both sides are very tired. Both sides gave it their all here tonight.
And I mean, starters are still in for both teams. They still care about this game. Wistersill hands to Barnes. Barnes drives, cut off. Excuse me, that's low, back out to Barnes. Working in the corner. Tipped out and turnover Titans. Skyline throws it ahead to Gillespie's. In the lane, layup, good! And one, Yorgo Gillespie's. He gets into double figures with 2:44 to go in the 4th.
And he could finish really well. You've seen him attempt a couple acrobat layups and almost get him to go. He's a very athletic finisher, and he could finish around any situation almost.
And Luke Lowe has been locked down on him, and he has had to hit some tough shots to get into double figures tonight. He completes the 3-point play, 12 points for Yorgo Gillespie's. Barnes with it, throws into Wistersill high post. Dutch Dowdell, open 3, give him 3! Dutch Dowdell, his first of the night.
And Dutch might get into double figures here. He's at 9.
The state's leading 3-point shooter knocks down one. Titans have hit 7 Titan triples. Shaw, jumper, all smooth as silk. Great shot from Landon Shaw. Barnes with it. Gets a pick from Wistersill in the lane. Lobs it up, Wistersill lays it in. What a beautiful play. 28 points for Jack Wistersill in his return. Yorgo Gillespie's in the lane, layup no good. Tipped out by Shaw, Titan basketball. And the seniors check out. Well, check in, I should say. Lucas McCain, Will Rich, Cohen Collier, Seth Burton all come in. Luke Lowe stays on the floor for the Titans. All seniors on the court right now for the Titans.
One thing about high school basketball is whenever they put in their bench players, they always try to the very end. They have something to prove, and this is their moment, so you're ever going to see everyone go 100% the whole game.
McCain drives baseline, hands to Collier. Throws corner. McCain with it, now over to Will Rich. Right wing. And 3 seconds in the paint on Cohen Collier. We get mass substitutions from Skyline as well. .121 to go. 32-point lead for the Olympus Titans. Tolson with it, drives in the lane, gets the foul, and one for Kai Tolson.
And for Skyline, you can tell they're very demoralized. This is their 14th straight loss to Olympus in basketball and everything. You can see it sort of in their fans. They're sort of doing whatever they can to sort of make the loss feel better, I guess.
I mean, you just lost by 30, or are about to lose by 30 to the Olympus Titans. 29-point lead for Olympus. Will Rich with it. Working on Tolson. Hands to Luke Lowe, now Seth Burton with it. Throws back out to Lowe. Cohen with it. Pass is tipped and stolen by Tolson. In transition, and Luke Lowe is going to draw the foul. Tolson will go to the line.
It's good to see both teams try to the end and still put on points on the board. It's not just them dribbling the whole last 4 minutes.
Kai Tolson's free throw is short. Only 6 points for him. He averages 9.9. Second one is up and in. 7 points for Kai Tolson. Only hit 1 3 tonight. Averages over 2 a game. Luke Lowe over to Burton. Corner to McCain. Throws it into Collier. Now Rich with it. Under 30 seconds to go in the lane. Layup good. Will Rich gets 2 more on the board, and it's a 30-point lead for the Titans. And Jack, what does this win mean for Olympus?
Well, I think it puts them firmly in the driver's seat for Region 6.
Tolson knocks down the deep 3. Cuts the lead to 27.
They've started 5-0 in region. They've been playing great all year, and they're really just the team to beat. They've blown out every region opponent, and Skyline, who was projected to be neck and neck with them, they showed here they're not quite there yet.
Olympus wins their 14th straight over the Eagles. 27-point win for Olympus, and they have won their 10th straight game since dropping a 3-point game to Davis in the Northern Utah Shootout Championship. Olympus looking like the team to beat in 5A, certainly the team to beat in Region 6. Your closing thoughts on tonight's game, Jack?
Well, the Olympus, they're a really great team. They showed it here tonight, and their big 3 is almost unstoppable. You can stop one of them, but it's really hard. If you focus on one of them, it's almost impossible to stop the other 2 like we saw tonight. And if I was Skyline and the other teams in the region who have to play Olympus the next 4 years, I'd be really nervous because Olympus, they have 2 sophomores in Dutch Adele and Jordan Barnes, who are really the 2 of the best players on the team, and you're going to be playing them for a while, and they're just going to get better.
Hold the phone. 2 best players on the team.
2 of the best.
2 of the best players in the state. Jordan Barnes leads the nation in assists, and Dutch Dowdell leads the state in 3-pointers made. Incredible performance from the Titans. We will see you next week for our next broadcast. It'll be a Lady Titans game against Brighton. Olympus takes on Brighton next Tuesday as well on the road. Nash Matheson, he can light it up. But Olympus gets it done tonight. 27-point lead, 73-46 your final score. 14 straight for the Olympus Titans over the Skyline Eagles. You've been watching Olympus basketball on OlyTV.